felt like that last industrial piece was kind of masculine, but it was still a little bit kind of swirly and a little feminine. So I thought, let me see if I can make it like a real masculine industrial piece. Probably could be worn by women like anything else, but could be worn by men too. So this is what I came up with, and I figured to make this the way I want it to be, I have to start out like this, make this section and then hammer it, and then I can do the folds to make it look like that. So let's get this guy going with, again, just to be on the safe side, let's take quite a bit. Let's say, like, I don't think we need a whole meter, but let's definitely take 2 whole feet. It's 2/3 of a meter. And let's see, so we want to start with that kind of square spiral kind of thingy. So we're going to try to make sharp, this is going to be the hard part, is making sharp corners. I have the opposite problem with this, with that really hard silver. But this aluminum is just so soft. Everything wants to turn into a smooth curve, and we want harsh. We want harsh. It's not harsh. It's not turning harsh. There we go. Now it's getting harsh. You kind of make your shape, and then you go back and you squeeze out the square like that, and that's how you get your square. You move further down these pliers towards where it's wider, and then you get like a real square shape. But then you got to mess with it. You get your square, but then it bends out of where you want it to be, and you got to bend it back. See, like that, that's a rounded corner. That's not a sharp corner. To make a sharp corner, you got to come back and you got to pinch both sides, and then you got to fold it again. Sometimes you have to do it a few times, but eventually you will get your, and I want this even tighter. Maybe I can pull it back and see if I can get one more little bend in there. It might turn it more into a triangle than a hard square, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. But see if I can get this. This stuff is so smushy. I could almost just smush the wire and turn it into mush, which I don't want to do. All right, so I think I make this tighter. I keep going off camera. Let's move the camera back this way. There we go. That's getting a little bit tighter. The other cool thing about aluminum is if you make a mistake, you can bend it back out again and straighten it back out and start over, and it doesn't remember the kink like copper will really remember. Copper is either smooth until once you make a sharp corner with copper, it's hard to undo it. It's possible, but it's really hard to hide it again. That sharp corner is going to just be there, but aluminum is way more forgiving. So anyway, I should mention this is 14 gauge. I like the heavier gauges for aluminum because you can hammer them really flat and you can get some real bulk. And like copper, these heavy gauges would kill your fingers. You'd have to use extra special tools and build up some muscle. But aluminum, now this is like butter. It's like clay. So that's kind of fun too. It brings back that feeling of sculpting. So anyway, I've just sat here the whole time trying to make this one little square spiral. And that's okay, because I got to talk with you and we got to share a moment. So this is supposedly this part right here. I already made it way bigger. Oh well. There we go. It kind of fits in that one. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Maybe we can make it a little. Nah, I'm not even gonna try to make it a little tighter because I'm just gonna overwork it and start really causing trouble and driving myself nuts. So let's just take this the way it is. Let's say it's already there. There we go. That feels better. Okay, so now we can start this part. I need more room here. I'm also banging stuff with this incredibly long wire. Give yourself a lot of room on your tabletop before you start. You will thank me later, or your sense of sanity will thank you later. Yes. So we're trying to make a little diamond at the top here, and this wire's hitting everything. So I'm going to move it over a little more. So we'll, now it's hitting the camera. I guess I can't win here. Alright. I think And we're not trying to be perfectionists either. This is going to be a little bit like just a little bit off and wonky and messy because, I mean, we want nice cool corners and sharp edges, but we also are not measuring to make everything perfect within 1 millimeter of perfection. We're just kind of eyeballing it, which is way more fun, I think. Maybe it stresses out some of you, but I think some of you free spirits just love the idea of just going with it and not having to measure everything. That argument doesn't always hold up when you're getting arrested for parking too close to a traffic sign or a fire hydrant. You just tell the officer, you know, I don't really feel like measuring. I'm a free spirit. I just eyeballed it and I looked like I was far enough away. But, you know, you can give it a shot. You can try to talk your way out of it. So here we have this kind of fitting right there, right? So it's coming down a little more. There we go. A little bit more. This needs to be pinched tighter. This needs to be pulled tighter that way. So sometimes maybe it's not a perfect rectangle. Maybe it's kind of like a geometric thing that with rectangles and diamonds inside each other. Whatever. As long as you get those sharp corners, it looks masculine. Because men like to have sharp elbows. They don't like soft, round curves like those crazy women folk. Okay. It's just what I don't even know if I read that. I think I just made it up. But when I make things up, it's really hard to not believe that they're the absolute hard fact. There we go. I'm just messing with that some more, trying to get those sharp ends really sharp. When you first start out, like, don't drive yourself crazy, but also don't feel like you need to rush ahead. If you really want to spend a lot of time, like, just messing with one specific angle to get it just the way you want, as long as you're not doing it out of stress, as long as you're enjoying the process, you can sit there and take your time. All right, let's see. Now we're here, but we really want to do it a little smaller, so we want it more like this one. So I'd say right about here, we're gonna curve it. And so basically I'm gonna just keep doing this and just keep following this pattern, okay? Just try to make it like that. All right, we're ready to hammer it, and for some strange reason, this supposed to be masculine piece looks like the shape of a woman raising her arm to beat down a mouse that got into the kitchen. Almost looks like she has like a dress or an apron or something. And so I don't know how that happened, but anyway, let's try to forget all about that and not get discouraged by the fact that it looks like a silhouette of some type of woman, and let's just start hammering it. It'll make us feel better. Plus, we don't want to hammer it thinking it's... Oh, never mind. Let's finish this. So get yourself like a block of metal. You can buy a block that's made for this, or you can get a little tiny anvil, or you could steal one from some little teeny tiny people that are like 12 inches high. That's 24 centimeters high. If you want to know how tall the little people are, you're going to steal the anvil from. What's it called? Get yourself a hammer anywhere, just any kind of hammer. You could get a nice jewelry hammer. You can just get a dollar store if they still sell them, or what. I don't know. Just get a hammer. Stop bothering me. And get yourself like a bag of rice or peas or something, and put it underneath, like, or some pile of leather. I don't know. Somebody gave me some good suggestions. I forget what they were, but like you can put something soft under there, and then you can maybe wrap a rubber band around this part, not the part you're going to hammer, but just keep it from moving. Me, I'm just going to get a pile of napkins because I keep forgetting to get something else. But you want something soft. Don't put it on a flimsy tabletop. Best to put it on the floor. Best if it's like a concrete floor. Still put something soft underneath it and hammer it. Let's do this. There we go. Now after hammering it, you can see it's all beat up. It has cool hammer marks. Makes it look more industrial. We lost a little bit of the sharpness of our sharp corners. We can bring them back. You can still bend it now that you've hammered it. It's much stronger. It doesn't bend as easily, but you could still bend it. It just takes more effort because it's stronger, and that should make you feel good that you made a strong piece, because you are strong. You are not weak. You've overpowered the aluminum. Look at your power. Ugh, camera doesn't want to focus. The camera's like, I don't care about your story. Seriously, camera, stop it. Alright, so now, got it how we want, pretty much. Mess around with these sharp corners a little bit more. Just make them a little sharper. This is so great. Aluminum is so fun to work with. Okay, so we basically got this idea down, right? It's shooting out that way. It doesn't matter, because what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it. We're going to use the long part to wrap around the neck and then twice around the body and then make a little bottom swirl, square swirl to end it. Okay, so let's see. First we going to wrap it around the neck. So this is coming like this, and then it's coming over the top, and then it's going to right there, sharp, bam, there it is, neck, fold it, tight, and one more around, bam, nice scarf, we got it. Now, what are we doing? Alright, we're going to come around there, and come around there. Okay, how would that work? Okay, we're doing it the opposite of how I thought. Okay, we're gonna come across here in the back, and then we're gonna get in this crevice right here and fold it over. This, we're gonna come across like that, and you can make it flat and tight and squeeze it, or you can have it like loose so it's kind of 3D. I think the 3D look is kind of cool. We can always go back and tighten it, so let's go with the 3D look for now. All right. Got it across there. All right, it's going to go straight down like that. And then we're going to go across this one. And sorry if that was off camera. Okay, now we're going to fold over here. And that's it. Now we're just going to make the bottom swirl and tuck it right in there. So let's see if we can do this. How much are we going to need for that swirl? Probably so we cut off too much, but that's way better than cutting off too little. So we can always cut it again. How much do we need? Let's see, let's say about that much. And we'll just start making this swirl. It's harder to shape it once it's been hammered, but actually, it makes sharper. Maybe we should hammer it first, because look at how that makes a sharper, much sharper. Come on, focus camera. On the first go, look at that. Let's see if it'll do it again. Oh, that's, yeah. We're getting more square corners on the first try when it's hammered. So maybe this is the way, the new way. We've learned together, you and I. Who knows? No one knows. The shadow knows. All right. Oops. See, you can go back if you mess up and just curve it somewhere else. And I have a feeling this aluminum is a little flimsy. Once you hammer it really flat, if you start bending it back and forth in too many places in too many ways, it's going to break on you. So let's not get too carried away and think we could do anything. But we can do quite a bit. All right, so there's our swirl, but it's not tucked right. What do we do? Dilemma. We got to turn it one more time and then figure it out. Let's bend it one more time. Now it's in the wrong spot, but it's small enough to fit, I think. Now maybe we can just kind of, coax it in. Ah, yes. Feels like it's something gave, like something is getting weak. I'm getting a little nervous. All right, we tucked it in there. I think we're good. I think that's good. I think that's our piece. I think we're done. Does it look better this way? No, it definitely looks better this way. It just needs, now you kind of bend the edges out. I like to make my pendants a little bit concave so they're kind of bubbled up from the flat surface. This would technically be the chest of the person wearing it, so we want the edges to connect, and then the front to kind of bubble out, which is, you could say it's concave or convex depending on which direction you're looking at it. But you guys know what I mean, because I'm like, I explained it to you, and now you know. There you go. I like that. That's good. And I like that 3D look. I like how those are, they're not flat. Look at that. You can make even more 3D. You can like have it totally, you know, whatever. You could guys just go wild. Just have like crazy sculptures. It doesn't have to be this, you know, drawn out and sticking to a plan. You could just be wild and crazy, but have fun, all right? And we'll throw like 3 big silver jump rings on there, silver colored, and like a nice stainless steel chain, big men's stainless steel chain, or maybe like a black cord, leather cord. Either way, it's good.